Hi, everybody. Look, we're outside. I'm Alyssa Malaspina. I am ISTE Librarian Network President-elect, and I am joined by Kathy. Hello, Kathy.
I am Kathy Schmidt in lovely, hot Atlanta, Georgia, Tequila, Georgia, actually. And I am what am I? I'm the communications chair for ISTE Librarian Network. It's been a long day.
And we are joined by Heather. Heather is joining us. Heather, you are taking over as, remind me, is it PD chair?
Yep, you're right. It is PD chair. So yeah, it is hot. It's 96 and it's 8 o'clock at night here. I'm in Pennsylvania, and
so Heather is joining. She's taking over the reins of. I am handing over the reins of PD chair to Heather, and she is going to be joining us as the new person doing these webinars for you guys, which is really exciting. And so tonight we just decided, like last minute, let's just do a recap of what we've done in how ISTE was, some of our thoughts, some of the things we saw, some of the fun moments, and we'll just go from there. So, Kathy, do you want to lead off first with like your favorite moment from ISTE? Did I lose Kathy?
Okay.
I might have lost Kathy.
Right. Okay, well, I'll talk about
Heather, why don't you go then?
Well, this was my second ISTE. I went to Philly last year for the first time, and I think hands down the playgrounds were always my favorite because it's like you get so much in such a short period of time. And I love that you could, if there's something that you already knew about or something that you kind of felt like you were an expert in, you didn't feel obligated to stay at that table. But it was really, you got to see people and how they actually use the tool rather than just seeing a tool the way that the vendor presents it. So by far the playgrounds were awesome. And sometimes you saw the same stuff at multiple playgrounds, but it was nice to see, Bloxels in the context of this playground, but then Bloxels at the ISTELib playground, and I presented on Google Cardboard, but yet, and I mean those were everywhere, but just seeing it in the different aspects of who's using it and how they're using it, you could see that same tool 4 or 5 times but learn so many different things depending on who is presenting about it. So definitely the post or the playground sessions are the best.
I agree. I think that those are always a good way to learn from different people, and there's so many different ones. I mean, there's the one for the there's a librarian one, which was awesome, and lots of great things there. Now, didn't you present a session at the librarian one?
Yeah, I did it on virtual reality in the classroom, and we really just showed how we use the Google Cardboard viewers in the library and how we use them. We actually check them out.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, but we actually have like the ViewMaster version because the cardboard, we actually had a bunch of cardboard, but I teach middle school, and so really quickly the part that went right here was covered in oil.
Yeah.
Because of like the kids.
Oh yeah.
And so those got nasty really quick. So we invested, and it really wasn't that much more.
No, it's not.
For the ViewMaster one, and they're a lot sturdier, and like they have the adapter for the smaller phones. So we got those, and I don't know, maybe like halfway through the year, we learned how the kids could use Google Street View to actually make tours, and how to incorporate those into like our online. We have like a course that kids use called Moving to the Middle, where they any new kid that comes to our school or any 5th graders that are moving into the middle school, they take this online course that's like, how to open your locker and how to go through the cafeteria, and so doing the virtual tours in that, and for parents and stuff too. So I mean, a lot of people, it was their first time that they'd heard of Google Cardboard, or they heard of Google Cardboard, but they thought the ViewMaster was something different.
Oh, okay.
And, talking about how, like I said, how we use it in the library to check them out, and, finding apps for the teachers, doing it as a station in classrooms. So it was cool because I learned a lot too, because people were like, "Oh, you should check out this app," and so it was, yeah, it was good.
Yeah, and now Google Expeditions is now available.
I know. I really hope that they release it for iOS soon, because right now it's only an Android, and we're an iPad school, and all of the devices that I have are our school's old iPhones. We actually got our tech department to donate. We have maybe 9
Oh, nice.
5s. Yeah, that they were the old admin teams, and so that was really nice. But yeah, we can't really take advantage of the expeditions because.
Oh, I'm sorry, Heather. I have to say hi to my neighbor again because everybody wanted me to do it, and now she is literally in front of me again. So I have to say hi. So people, this is my neighbor Pam, and this is what happens in my house every night if I sit outside. Is that I say hello to my neighbors. So yes, people, yet again, you did get a shout out from my neighbor. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, but
no, it's okay. It was a great segue because I was done.
but it had to happen because last time I did it in the middle of my presentation and people were still talking about how I said hello to my neighbors. But I mean, Google Coreboard is incredible and it's a really good tool. And it was funny because just today I was at I was named a PBS Digital Innovator, and I was at an event, and we were looking at some of the cardboards and the Google Expeditions, and we were all talking about how it has to come to iOS, it has to come to iOS, that's like the most important thing. So Kathy is joined us again. Yay, Kathy is back.
I don't know what's wrong. We'll see if this lasts.
We hope the internet holds up, but you know, us librarians, we just deal with it. So what the question I had asked, and Heather nicely picked up for you in your absence, was tell us your like sort of favorite thing from ISTE. She talked about a little about how she loves the playgrounds, and then we talked a little about how the playground session she did, which was awesome, on Google Cardboard. So, you know, tell us what you found fun.
Well, other than staying in the apartment with you.
Well, I mean, that's number one, but
I love the playground. I think that was awesome. I got to see a lot of different things, like Bloxels. I'd never heard of them before.
So I'm going to try to pull up for people in a minute the Bloxel website so that they can see it too, so they can get a little idea of what we're talking about. Because was awesome. I hadn't seen it either.
I'd never heard of them, and they were so cool. That was at, well, I first saw them on Saturday at the, was it the Mobile Maker?
Yes, it was the Mobile Maker Space.
And then and I could not find the name of the company. The company that we talked to when we went to the Maker Challenge with Donna and Diana.
Oh, was it Sam?
Sam.
Yes. Okay, so I'll try to pull them up too.
They were out of England. I do remember that. And I thought that was really a cool thing for a maker space, especially for me going into middle school from elementary school. I'm looking for things that are just a little bit.
It's called Sam Labs, for those of you who are asking. So I'll put those up too in a second, and I'll show you.
I know what you're talking about now. You're right. Those were awesome.
Weren't those awesome, Heather?
I actually didn't see them until EdTech Karaoke that night, and he was like making these things light up. And yes, those are so cool. And I remember because I kept typing in Sam's Lab, but it's Sam Labs.
So I'll pull them up. I'll put them up for you guys in a minute too. So continue talking, and then in a minute we'll go back and we'll put them up on the screen. I'll share my screen so we can show everybody them.
So, you know, a lot of my stuff was definitely maker space oriented. I mean, that's who I ended up visiting in the exhibit hall and the things I went to. You know, I do Genius Hour, and project-based learning is all about where I'm going, is we are totally a project-based learning school. So I did go to one session about that. I wish there were more. Hopefully next year maybe there will be.
I think that is a topic that it needs to be really addressed because it is something that is good. And I agree. So here, people. So we just talked about it. So I'm going to try to share my screen. I trust you guys to let me know if it works because we never can tell. So first, I want to share my screen first and tell you probably my favorite moment of ISTE. And that was, does everybody see it?
Warnie.
That was Warnie. So if you guys missed the ISTE breakfast, it is on our website. You can watch the presentation. And please try to watch the video that Jonathan made, our new president, about taking over the reins. And he then, after he had walked out, like we watched this video where all of us were crying, we were laughing so hard, he walks out as Warnie. And it was just such a fun, hilarious moment and really great. So that was one of my favorite moments of ISTE. And then let me see if I can show you Bloxels. So Bloxels are amazing. It is this kids create their own video games one block at a time. And it looks like, if you see over here, you can see it's literally like just this little, I don't know, graph thing, and you put different blocks. And so like the green block represents something like the land, and then the blue block represents water. And then you take your iPad or your phone and you use the app and you scan it, and it automatically becomes a video game that you can then play. Let's see if we can play the video. I don't know. We'll try. Let's see. It's worth watching the 2 minutes. Ooh. So that's Bloxel. How cool is that? Did everyone could see the video? Good?
Yeah, I don't think we could hear it, but
okay, but that's okay. You didn't really, it was just a song.
No.
It wasn't really anything to hear, but you get the idea of what Bloxel is. I mean, I hadn't seen it before. Had either of you seen it before?
No, I'd never heard of it.
No, I had heard of it, but I never played with it, and it was so awesome. And I was speaking with Christina Holzwise
Yes.
And we were talking about it in the context of, you know, how good it is for just those students that always need to touch something, you know, and how it's taking something that's typically so abstract, you know, and making it more of a tactile thing. And, you know, she was giving the example of how she's seen even her occupational therapist use it just because of that tactile piece that's with it. So,
I can totally see it used in so many ways. I mean, it's something that I could see my multiply disabled students being able to do, and you know, and my also just my normal, you know, like any student do, my ESL students do, because you're not having to have a great grasp of the language to be able to do it. But I mean, I really think it has potential for everyone to be able to play it. And then there's the ability to put words and phrases into it, which was incredible. I am very, very impressed with it. And I had heard about it. Like, I think Shannon had mentioned something once, but I hadn't seen it, so I couldn't understand it. And then once I saw it, I was like obsessed. I had to have it. And I was lucky enough to win one. So I'm gonna.
You did?
I did. I won one.
Me too.
And so did Kathy. So
I'm so jealous.
It goes for about $45 for one set, but they do have packs, and you can get a pack. And I'll try to pull up my.
You're right, because I remember I had grant money and I was gonna buy a set. Like they had the set of 10, the classroom pack.
Yeah.
And I was on the waiting list for it, and I did. I got the email.
Yeah, I'm pulling up my email now, because I did just get an email from. Oh yeah. So Robert, he said, oh, there's a free shipping code right now if you want. If you use the ISTE 2006 promo code, through the end of the year, you can get free shipping. But it's at the shop, so Bloxville's my shop. But they're hoping to get more in. So a box set is $49, a 5-pack set is $225, and then they have a classroom pack of a 10-pack for $375, 15 packs for $550, and then you get a 20-pack plus a video chat with the people for $700.
I think the only thing I remember him saying is that they are. It may take till sometime in early fall before they ship.
Yes, because they become so popular that they really. So don't, if you want it right away, that might not be the case. But I'm telling you, I'm starting with the one now, but I have a feeling I'm going to be going for putting in for a 5-pack for the next year.
Like I said,
at least.
My new school is a middle school, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and we are a PBL school. I guess we're a STEAM school, but each grade level is going to have one PBL project. I have really loud birds. Sorry. A PBL project every quarter. I think it's a little ambitious, but we'll see. But some of this stuff, we just went over all kinds of plans this week at my school, and this would be great to help kind of start building some of their projects. We have a couple doing non-renewable energy. We have one group doing recycling and green space. So I'm excited to see, maybe give this to one group and see what they can come up with.
I think so too. I think it's a really cool tool, and I mean, having seen it at ISTE, I was like, yeah, I think this should be in the schools. And you know me, I am not one that's like, I want everything free. So I'm willing to spend some money on something. And I'm like, I want it. It's a good tool. Because I'm all about that. So the other thing that we saw at ISTE, and we've all got to see was this Sam Labs. And they have these incredible blocks that are like a combination of, I don't know, like little bits but sturdier.
Yes.
And
but like not quite as expensive as Cublets.
Right. And also they have the ability to do some really cool things easily. You don't have to like, you can program them and do stuff online, and they're not that hard to use. It was very, very impressive.
And it's wirelessly, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and it was, so they're not tied to a computer. I mean, you obviously have to be on the same network and.
Yes, it's Bluetooth based.
Yeah.
So basically, and I have it up on the screen now. So it says how it works. And let me make sure that I have it on. Oh, I have it on you right now. So here, I'm going to put the screen on me again. So here's how it works. So basically, you take these blocks, and you place the wireless building blocks onto your indention or whatever, and then you drag the blocks onto this canvas, and then you link it together, and it makes these apps. And the little blocks look like this, and they have different sort of blocks that do different things. And it is really, really cool to see. And they have these two kits. They have the Museum of Science Inventors Kit and others. But I was very impressed with them and how they worked and how sturdy they were. And just, you can teach kids coding using them. I really was impressed by them.
And it seemed like, now the people there, I think it's fairly new, and I think this is another case where they won't ship for a little while, is my understanding. But they seem very interested too in getting feedback from teachers and librarians and people using this.
Yeah, I totally felt that way. They were
very accessible.
Yes.
And great to deal with, and and they integrate with things. They can you can use the app integrates with like Twitter, and you can use like if then that to do different things with it and do different programs. I was really impressed with what it could do, and I felt like the problem sometimes with little bits is, especially if you're trying, the cloud bit has problems in schools because of the internet filters. But because of how this one is designed, I think it's a better workaround to not deal with as many of the filter issues. Yes, our schools are going to have filter issues. You know, they always do. But I have a feeling like how I was seeing these interact, that it had a better ability to get around some of those issues. So we'll see, but I was very, very impressed with them. And
yeah, so was I.
Yeah. So, like, that is something you guys should be on the lookout for, too. I really, really do believe it. They're a little on the expensive side, but they're sort of comparable to Little Bits in a way, and it's impressive. Any other products you guys think we should that you found at ISTE that you were like, these are awesome, I want to talk about? Oh, I'll talk about one more that is now doing incredible, which is Breakout EDU. Did any of you guys have a chance to go to the bus?
The bus, no.
No, I really wanted to.
I know. I didn't get a chance to go to the bus itself, but I have done Breakout EDU. Have either of you done Breakout EDU?
Yes, it's so much fun.
Isn't it fun?
Yeah, it's amazing.
I'm hoping really to incorporate it this year, especially middle school. I mean,
it is incredible. It's a lot of fun, And I have had a chance to do one at an ed camp, and I have now purchased one for my school, and it is just an awesome way to get kids interested in learning. I am actually making it my library orientation for this year. We are going to do breakout EDU.
That's a great idea.
There's a breakout game that you can do that somebody has already made that deals with Mr. Lemoncello's library. And I'm going to make this my thing. And then you don't have to purchase the kit from Breakout EDU. There is an Amazon list which you can get everything from. It's about the same price as if you get the kit itself.
Right, but if you need it soon, yeah, because they take like 4 to 6 weeks because they make them themselves. Like they make every kit themselves. So if you need it for, like, if you're looking to get it for the start of the school year, I would order it now, or
they're a little backlogged.
Yeah, they are. It took us a while to get ours, but it is awesome. Like, it's great for staff development too. So I know a lot of librarians, we do, we've been doing a lot of the hands-on sandbox type professional development, and it's just everybody is so engaged. And you really don't even need, like, we ran into a situation where we needed our box, but it wasn't here yet, so you can incorporate some of the physical locks, but then do the digital locks where we had like different parts of QR codes that went together and then scanned them that way. And so just both the actual tool and just the idea of gamifying it is.
Did you, Heather? Was yours to get it from Breakout EDU? It took a while.
Yes, because they actually like make all of the boxes, because I know it has pictures on here of like a box, but it's a real box that they like make, and it has like their logo on it. It's not just like one you get at the hardware store, but you can do that if you want to piecemeal it.
We start school in 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
It might be worth piecemealing it together.
Yeah.
Like they have the Amazon list.
Yeah, it's yeah. That would be, it took us a while, and I'm assuming like they're probably getting a ton of orders in now because it's right after ISTE, and a lot of people got to really experience it for the first time, because it's one of those things, I feel like I heard about Breakout EDU way before I tried it, and I wasn't sold on it until I did it.
Yes,
and
I agree with you.
It's so much fun though.
So I just put up a game so that everybody on the screen is seeing that right now I have one of the games. And people, there are lots of games out there that people have made already. So it's not like you need to go back and, redo things. There are ones that people have made already that you can use with your kids. Like the Mad Engineering Heist. The Mad Engineer is threatened to wipe out the bank accounts. I've done the Time Warp one, which is the history of communications, and that was a lot of fun. But there are, to save an emperor, an ancient Rome one that you can do with your middle school kids. There's ones on teamwork, decoding the war, attack of the locks, and then there's ones that are in beta that other people have already done. And then you can, go in and get them. And when you get your kit, you get a password. It's the same password for everybody. So it's not like, they are, it's not really that secure. But you go in and it tells you everything on how to do it, starting with, and it sets all the locks to these things. It gives you the directions on exactly how to do it, and options that you can do, and a facilitator's guide. They, some of these have videos and tell you everything that you would need for the entire thing. It's really, once you get the box, you can, use it, just the games that are here, but you can make your own games and publish them. When we were talking about it today, and what we realized is that we would love to get to the point where we have the students making games and publishing them.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that idea a lot.
I do too. So, and what's funny is in my 8th grade, we do something where one of their choices in their English class at the end of the year is make a scavenger hunt. Well, next year I might be, hey, English teachers, maybe we don't have the choice make a scavenger hunt. Maybe the choice is make a breakout EDU game based on it. And then have your kids play it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
we can publish it on the store. And other people, and other people can do it. I think, there's a lot to be said for using Breakout EDU. And I highly recommend, doing something like that. So
and I'm putting out a link right now on the ISTELib hashtag to the Facebook group. Alyssa, I think you're a member of that.
yes.
But they have a Breakout EDU Facebook group, and it is the best. Like just today, somebody posted a picture of, I got notified of it, because one of the things is the invisible ink pens, and they posted a picture. They're like, I just ordered these on Amazon Prime Day, because that was yesterday.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
The invisible ink pens, and just random ideas. Like they'll see something that was not geared towards Breakout EDU at all, but they're like, hey, I see the implications for Breakout EDU, and it's so nice. And like if you are trying a game, or if you're looking for a game that's maybe not published, people might be in this situation like we are, where okay, we've made a game, but we're not quite to the point where we want to publish it yet. But I guarantee, like, you could post something on there, and people could give you advice, or even share things that they already have. It's
and that's how I had posted something. Like, I got into the group, and then I was like, is anyone doing this for library orientation? And people are like, yes, and here's the game to use, and here's the link to it, and here's a good one, and you can customize it, and, go right ahead. And so I was just like, oh, this is awesome. This is what I'm going to do from now on. So I mean, that is something that I think has a lot of good implications for libraries in general and education in general, but I really think libraries can you could be the facilitator of bringing this into your schools.
So now I have to figure out how to do this in 3 weeks.
You can do it. You can literally, Kathy,
maybe I'll say 4, because the first week
Kathy,
we're a brand new building too. So
you can totally do it. You could go on Amazon and get everything in 2 days. And get it to you. And it's not that hard to do. And they have different ones. Like, I emailed my principal today and was like, hey, by the way, I think one of our first days I would love to do a breakout EDU session with all of the teams. Like, have my 6th grade team, my 7th grade team, my 8th grade team, and the exploratory team each go through a game.
Mm-hmm.
And because then they'll see, oh, wait, I could use this box in my classroom.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, I do think it could be really awesome. And hopefully that'll happen. But, okay, so we're at like 8:35. As always, we go over our half hour. Final thoughts from ISTE. Like, we've talked about some of the things we loved, which was the playgrounds and the learning and the different products we saw. Final wrap-up thoughts.
I think that people should submit to present, because this was my first time presenting at ISTE, and it was such a rewarding experience. People where I think I learned as much as I taught. It was just, I was so nervous, but it was so nice just being in a room of other educators that they've been in those shoes before, and like Diana was there, and she was totally cheering me on, and it was both for the poster session, and I don't know, some of you heard my story, but for my poster session, I completely forgot all my stuff at home. So I was in a race to get to Kinko's to print everything, so I could, but it all worked out, and it was awesome. And I think everybody's takeaway from ISTE, even if they love the playgrounds of the sessions, is always the people. It's because none of it would be awesome if it weren't for the people. And so I just know, like, it's scary to put yourself out there because you will never feel like the expert. And I think it's just important to realize that it's not about being the expert. It's just about sharing and growing. And they'll probably do. Oh, good, you pulled up the page. I was gonna say they'll probably do call for proposals.
I pulled up the page. So
yeah, look at that. It's like they're opening it soon, September 1st. That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's basically September 1st through the 29th is the call for proposals, and I highly recommend doing it. I did a session with Sherry and Nick, Steve Dumbo, and Dan, and oh my God, I'm forgetting her name. And we did one on makerspaces, and it was just so much fun. It was like a panel discussion for a half hour on making and, you know, our feelings on it, and then it was a half hour of letting people just play and make.
Yeah, and now's the time to start making those connections, because if you want to present with somebody else, which I always love, it's always awesome to present with somebody else, is make those connections now and start your proposals, because actually, of all the conferences that I've gone to, ISTE is a very detailed proposal.
It is.
I mean, it's like standards. You have to list all the standards it addresses, and you have to have a very detailed outline. It takes it's definitely a lot longer than even some of the other big like FETC or TCEA. It's a very long proposal. So start making those connections now, but don't think that any idea is too simple, because that's like an awesome poster session, or you know, maybe you would be one component of a panel. So if you're doing an awesome project, like I'm thinking like breakout EDU in the libraries, or breakout EDU for staff development.
I would totally think we should probably do that. I mean, I think we should.
That's
Look,
awesome.
That would be very cool.
We should, Heather, you and I, and we'll put Kathy in because she's going to get one, and we're going to do a proposal. We're going to use how to use breakout EDU in the classroom and libraries, and then we incorporate everybody.
There you go.
Nobody take our presentation topic, please. Thank you. I forgot we were now broadcasting this live to everybody. We're going to trust that you're going to let us. And if you do want in on it, just let us know. We'll put you in too.
And one last thing is to sign up to be a reviewer. So the ISTELib will put out the call for reviewers. And if you're a member of any other SIG, they'll put out their call too. And that was the best experience, because I knew going in the following year what reviewers were actually looking for and what the hot topics were. And you know, if maybe ISTE wasn't great for you this year, you can think that you have some control over it next year because you helped pick and choose. And I don't know, can you guys hear the train?
I can, but that's cool.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I live very close to a train.
It's okay. I live close to a train too, but mine doesn't
my new school, the train runs literally in front of the school.
Oh,
and
I'm at the point where I don't even notice it, you know?
I know. But, so these are the important dates. Housing, a call for proposal September 1st, and it ends the 29th. Then November 1st, registration open. If you know you're going, register early because you get that discount. And then November 10th is when housing opens, which is a big thing too, you know, to try to get good housing. Because housing
usually
is
like usually it's like December when you find out. Usually right before Christmas break.
Yes. So try to know about that too. But
it's in San Antonio next year, and I didn't even promote that. Thank you if you came to the ISTE Librarian Social. We had an awesome turnout. I think we
had a best turnout ever, don't you?
Yeah, I missed that too.
In the 3 years, I think. That's okay, you'll be there next year.
I will, and I'm not going to sleep through breakfast.
It's okay. It's okay. The morning breakfast is hard. It's hard.
We really should do a brunch.
We should, because it's like hard. It's your last day, and you're tired. And
under your presidency, that should be your legacy.
I'll see what I can do. I'll see if I can try to do that. I'll talk to Simon. See if I can make that happen. But yeah.
But the social event was awesome, and hopefully next year it'll even be better. And if you are in the San Antonio area, or you've been to San Antonio and you know a fabulous place, please send me a tweet at KathyFS24, because I need to start planning that probably soon.
Probably. probably better, the earlier the better to find a place.
Mm-hmm.
But that it was a lot of fun last year. So come to our social, come to our events. We'll be there at ISTE in San Antonio. But it was such a great. I mean, I always leave because I know as librarians, and I say this often, we struggle, and I sort of like that you can't see me now. It's like gotten dark. Like you see the shadows of me.
Notice the difference, though. I mean, it's still light here.
I know. I love that in Georgia it's still light, and I'm like,
same time zone,
and it's getting dark. But what I do need to say is that I love ISTE Librarian Network because it's like I found my people. I always say this. When I first started, it was like, oh my God, I have found my people. Because I would go to some of these library conferences or stuff like that, and it would be what Jen Lagarde says is the zombie librarian. And, you know, they were, and there's nothing wrong with those people. I love them. But you know, they're still like all about the books and all about, you know, reading and literature. And while that's good, I believe we have to become the technology leaders in our buildings, and we have to, you know, embrace technology and promote it, and that's what the ISTE Librarian Network is about. And so we have to become future ready, which is something we didn't really discuss tonight, but which is a big topic right now, is the idea that finally Future Ready has embraced the librarians. I am so excited about this. And now they have this whole Future Ready librarian program where they are promoting the role of librarians to all the Future Ready schools that have signed up. And we are going to have a bigger role in the conferences that they do from now on. And ISTE Librarian Network is going to be involved in this, and Follett is involved, and a number of other organizations, and School Library Journal is involved too. And so you're going to see that we're starting to promote how the librarians are future ready and how that you need to value them and promote them. So, I mean, that was a huge takeaway from ISTE this year, and a great thing that has come about. So, you know, I think you're going to see a lot more advocacy on our part this year, on advocating for our role and how we benefit. So, you know, join the ISTE Librarian Network, guys. You know, there's not much to do, and we do these webinars. Now Heather is going to take over doing the webinars, and so starting in the fall.
I know, I got to find a neighbor to wave to.
I know, you're going to have to find a neighbor. Starting in the fall, there are going to be webinars like around once a month on different topics, so come and join us for those. And this was just like our little ISTE recap. You know, tweet us at #ISTELib. Tell us your thoughts and what you loved. And we can't wait to see you guys this summer and in the fall.
Like I said, school's just around the corner. 3 weeks for us.
Well, I got till September.
I guess I don't really have to go through that anymore.
I know.
I'm a little sad. Yeah, I am resigning from my position as a middle school librarian and am going to be a full-time consultant with Mackin. And I'm really excited because I get to do a ton of teacher training in our state of Pennsylvania with our ebook consortium, and I'm really happy about that. I'm still getting over the little things that you love about education, you know, like ending summer, you know, and exciting to go back to school, and it's just going to be so different. So I'm feeling I have a lot of feels right now, but I'm excited. I'm very excited. Yeah.
That's very exciting.
And Heather and I are going to be at Raspberry Pi Academy together.
I know. Oh my gosh, we're so excited about that. So we're going to be like coding geniuses, and then we're going to quit our job as teachers and make millions of dollars being computer programmers. That's what we're going to do.
Okay, let's go with that.
Yeah. That's what we should do our proposal on.
We should. Okay, we got another proposal. Shush! Don't tell anybody anymore.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Shh. We're going to talk about ourselves because you know somebody. But
all right, we still need to do the other one.
We're doing the other one. But
Well,
Don't tell anybody.
Okay.
Now that everybody's seen it
I know.
and whatever. Because it's like we forget that I have to say, we forget that we're just talking amongst our friends and that people actually watch this thing. It's really sort of sad. Okay, but since I am now totally in the dark, I'm going to say goodnight, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.